Hello, it's Mr. C, and welcome to a short video on how to use Google Sheets to create a column chart. All right, columns and bar charts, it depends on, actually, oftentimes depends on who you talk to, but you'll oftentimes see bar charts depicted as coming from the side, and columns the word column implying vertical, coming up from the bottom. So it depends on how you wish to represent your data. But the reason you would use a column chart is to compare data sets with one another. And this is important to know that the x-axis is categorical in a column chart. So for example, you might have different columns representing different countries, or different columns representing different automobiles, or some kind of category, but it's not a continuous group of numbers. It's not like time where it progresses from 1 second to 2 seconds or something like that. You're comparing a parameter of one category or one type of item with the same parameter of another type of item. So it's a comparison chart, and you can compare as many things as you want. I'm sure we've all seen large, busy column charts. Okay, so let's take a look at, I have some data here, and in this particular case, I have P1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is representing 5 different species of pea plant, for example, and the data beneath them is the average number of peas per pod that they produce. So if you were growing these plants and you wanted to take a vast number of measurements and kind of average them all out, you could create a column chart showing the average number of peas per pod of the different species of pea plants. So if I highlight this data, and again, I'm going to go up here to the Insert Chart option. I've already got my data aligned, so I'm going to go to my chart. So I'm going to go Column. All right, and let's check this. And looks like when I go column and I click the top option there, because I don't want stacked or histogram, it looks pretty good. I have the different pea plants represented colorimetrically here by different colors, and the legend on the side here shows which one is which. Okay, and all that remains for me to do is to identify my axes. So I'm thinking that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go to Customize, okay, and I'm going to go average number of peas per pod. Okay, and I'm going to keep my legend on the right. I think I like it there. I'm going to go down to my horizontal axis, and I'm going to say, what's my horizontal axis title? Okay, different pea species. Okay, and again, your legend does a lot of that. Okay, this, you might actually not even need your x-axis delineator. Remember, this is not some kind of a numerical progression on your x-axis. It's just a placeholder for these columns. Okay, the vertical is going to definitely be average number peas per pod. Okay, and so this one's pretty simple. Not a lot going on with this one here. You can play around with the colors and all of that, but again, at this point, I would say, yeah, this looks pretty good. You do have error bars. This is a type of statistical analysis. If you are doing that, if you're not getting into that, I wouldn't use that unless you know what you are doing. I'm going to insert, and there is your graph. Once again, you can take a screenshot, you can copy and insert it somewhere else, you can print it, but again, remember, this comes from your data, so your data is the important part. You can always regenerate one of these pretty quickly. All right, so that is column charts.